You're explaining something clearly, logically, and the other person just doesn't get it. You try again, you simplify, you use examples, and they argue back, confidently, like they're the smart one. That feeling, that frustration, nobody talks about it, because saying I'm dealing with people who don't think like me sounds arrogant, even when it's true. A man named Arthur Schopenhauer figured out, 200 years ago, not just why this happens, but exactly what to do about it. By the end of this video, you will never handle these situations the same way again. You're in a meeting. You have the solution. You present it. Someone less informed pushes back confidently. The room follows them. Your logic loses to their certainty. Or it's dinner. A family member says something factually wrong. You correct them gently. Now you're the bad guy who thinks he's better. It's everywhere. Every time, it costs you energy, peace, sometimes relationships. And you can't even say it out loud. So you swallow it and keep getting drained. Nobody explains why this keeps happening or what to actually do about it. Until now. Arthur Schopenhauer. Born 1788, Germany. A man who never fit in. He watched educated, supposedly smart people make irrational decisions, follow crowds, believe nonsense. And he spent decades asking one question: why? He studied human psychology before psychology was even a field. And he concluded something uncomfortable. Most people are not driven by reason. They are driven by blind desire, fear, and ego. They are not thinking, they are reacting. The rare person who thinks clearly will always feel friction, always feel out of place, because they're operating on a different frequency. That's not arrogance. That's just what he observed. And once you understand this, everything changes. 3 reasons this keeps happening to you. 1. Dunning-Kruger effect. People with low knowledge consistently overestimate their ability. They can't see their own blind spots, so they feel more confident than you. And crowds follow confidence, not accuracy. 2. Beliefs live in the emotional brain, not the logical one. When you challenge someone's belief, their brain reads it as a threat. They don't process your logic. They defend their ego. The more you push, the harder they resist. 3. Beliefs are tied to identity, to their tribe. Changing a belief risks belonging. For most people, being accepted matters more than being right. You're not fighting ideas. You're fighting ego, fear, and identity. Logic alone will almost never win that fight. Rule 1. Stop trying to win. You can be 100% right, have every fact, make the perfect argument, and still lose the room. Because people don't judge arguments on logic. They judge them on ego and emotion. Schopenhauer called this heuristic, arguing to win, not to find truth. The wise person recognizes this game and refuses to play it. Rule 2. Protect your energy like money. Every pointless argument costs you something real. Every time you explain a complex idea to someone not ready to receive it, you lose from an account that takes time to refill. Ask one question before engaging. Will this change anything? If no, walk away. Quietly, deliberately, not rudely, just like you have somewhere more important to be. Rule 3. Strategic agreement. Say, I can see why you'd think that. Their ego gets validated. The wall comes down. Now there's space for real conversation. You're not agreeing. You're smart enough to open the door first. Rule 4. Simplify. Don't condescend. Let me explain more slowly closes people. Let me try a different angle opens them. The best communicators, Einstein, Feynman, made complex things feel simple, not by dumbing down, by finding the right bridge. Rule 5. Accept what you cannot change. Schopenhauer believed most people won't change, not because they can't, because they won't. Ego sacrifice is too painful for most. So stop spending energy there. Redirect it to what you can build, to people who are open. You can't fill every cup. Focus on the ones that are open. Here's what most videos skip. Being genuinely clear-minded in a world where most people aren't is lonely. Not because you're better, but because the gap in perception creates a gap in connection. You worry about things others haven't thought about yet. You find certain conversations exhausting. Certain thrills feel completely empty to you. Schopenhauer wrote, "The more a man has in himself, the less he will want from other people." That's not arrogance, it's self-sufficiency. But its shadow is isolation. The answer isn't to cut people off. It's to find the few who think similarly. Invest deeply there. Stop spreading yourself thin across 100 shallow connections. 2 or 3 real ones are worth more than 100 surface-level ones. Schopenhauer failed at this. I have to be honest with you. Because Schopenhauer was. This philosophy can go very wrong. It can become a story you tell yourself to avoid accountability, where everyone who pushes back is not getting it, where your inability to communicate becomes their inability to understand. Schopenhauer himself fell into this. He drove away people who could have enriched his life. He died largely alone. So before using this as a shield, ask honestly, is it possible I'm wrong here? Is it possible my explanation is unclear, not their understanding? Dunning-Kruger works both ways. The truly intelligent response is not defensiveness. It's curiosity. The willingness to ask, wait, am I the one who's missing something? That question separates real intelligence from just a more sophisticated form of ego. Here's where we land. Most people are not your enemies. They are operating on a different level of awareness, shaped by different fears, different experiences, different maps of reality. Your job is not to fix them, not to win every argument, not to prove you see more clearly. Your job is to protect your clarity. Spend energy wisely. Find people worth the investment and go deep there. Let go of the rest, gracefully, without bitterness. Schopenhauer said, "Genius hits a target no one else can see." The truly intelligent person doesn't fight for recognition in rooms not ready for them. They build, they think, they create, and quietly, the world catches up. You don't have to wait for the world to understand you. You just have to stop needing it to. That's the move.